Hello Penguinauts, I am the Baby Penguin and welcome back to Fall of Kerbin. Now today we are looking at the mighty Kruolan Navy, which we shall use to crush the imperialist scam. So, this is a Rockhopper class destroyer. Yes, I'm naming the classes of my ships after penguins, and I'll be naming the individual ships after subscribers. But, if you ask to have a ship named after you, you're guaranteeing that you won't have a ship named after you, okay? I'm naming my ships after regular commenters, people who put really insightful comments, funny comments, great tactical suggestions, or cool suggestions for the series, okay? So, if you ask to have a ship named after you, you won't have one named after you, just making that clear. Anyway, so, onto the Rockhopper Destroyer. Now, this uses parts from 3 different mods. Naval Artillery Systems provides all the weaponry, WW2 Warships provides, well, pretty much most of the ship, and then SM Marine provides all the aesthetic parts. At the moment, I'm only using this bridge here since I built pretty much, well, I brought the entire thing without SM Marine, and then I only just got it because I believe it only just came out, so we added this bridge, and we decided to get SM Marine even though we're using WW2 Warships for the ship parts and stuff, just because the WW2 Warships pack is amazing, but it doesn't add many cosmetic parts. So before, the bridge that I built was like a box bridge with solar panels. It looked terrible. So now we've got SM Marine parts for the not the cockpit, the bridge. Jeez, I'm thinking in airplane terms. Anyway, let's walk through the mods one by one. We're going to start with WW2 Warships, which is what most of this is made out of. Now, it's really interesting. Now, each boat is built off of an indestructible keel, which is at the bottom of the boat, and that pumps in water. Then, your military hull plating along the side, which is practically indestructible, so Tape and I actually halved the maximum temperature of it to make it a little less overpowered. But anyway, what this does is this pumps water out, and therefore, once some of your armor plating gets blown off, you can't actually pump the water out fast enough, and you will sink to the bottom of the ocean, which is awesome. So instead of just breaking up into pieces, you actually sink, which is freaking epic. The water you pump in can also be turned into steam by your boiler, which I've got in here, very heavily protected, and you can also convert that steam into electricity for bilge pumps, etc., using some turbines, which I also have. We also have some turbines here at the back for moving forward, just got some small ones since this is a destroyer, and I believe that pretty much covers it. Onto Naval Artillery Systems. Since it's a destroyer, the maximum caliber we can have is 5 inches. These are 5.1 inches, but we're just rounding to the nearest inch, just to make things easier. Now, you can have a maximum of 4 guns on a destroyer, and I've decided to put those 4 guns into 2 turrets facing forward. This does mean that we are exposed at our rear, which means something could sneak up behind us, which is why these are going to be going out in pretty large groups, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem. The reason they're all facing forward, and we've got 4 guns of 5.1 inch caliber facing forward, is just because these are going to be the workhorse of our fleet, and they're not really going to be going after ships as such. They're going to be providing escort duty, etc. If they do need to go and attack a ship, they're just going to race in, and they're going to have all of their forward firepower. They're just going to punch the target maybe a little bit, and then they're just going to dash out, short and fast attacks, and then as they're leaving they might drop some torpedoes on them or something. And freaking torpedoes, we're certainly going to be playing around with those in a minute, because we've got another Rockhopper over there, so we're going to have a little battle in a minute. So yeah, we've got some Mark 15 torpedoes. Obviously, they don't have torpedoes quite this effective in World War I, which is when we are starting, but shh, it's fine. And destroyers can also, they can have a maximum of 5 torpedoes, and I guess in 2 launchers, and they can also have one AA gun of up to 20mm in caliber. So this is a 20mm AA gun, just to provide us a little bit of defense, but our cruisers are going to be providing the most of our AA capability. We've also got some depth charges if we want to hunt some submarines. We might as well just drop those now, actually. If I turn off guard mode, let's drop some depth charges. They're pretty cool. Let's do it. Are you gonna drop? You gonna drop for me, or do I have to turn Ripple on? I think I have to turn Ripple on. Oh, look at that! They're so cool! Admit that's freaking awesome. Come on. You know you want to admit it. And then they sink to whatever depth I set them to. What depth did I set these to? Okay, they're about 50 meters. So hopefully that won't explode our ship. Where'd those? Well, when they get to 50 meters, they should explode. And anyway, oh! Oh no! Oh dear! Whoopsie! I just exploded my own ship. Oh yeah, down it goes. Down it goes. We're sinking. Okay, let's let's rewind a minute. Okay, note to self: do not drop depth charges while you are stationary. But anyway, those will be used for hunting submarines, which do have the pretty cool ability that they'll be given the probe designation, which will turn off in the tracking station, which will make them invisible on the map. So we'll need to send out recon flights, etc., if we want to be finding those. They should be pretty interesting for harassing, convoys, etc., but they won't have the firepower to attack heavily armoured like battleships or cruisers, but should be pretty interesting, the submarine warfare. Now you can launch 3 destroyers like this a turn, or you can launch 3 submarines which can only carry torpedoes, and they have a maximum depth of 50 meters at the moment. That might increase as we have some technology progression. You can launch 2 cruisers, which can have up to 8 guns of up to 10 inches of caliber. They can also have a load of anti-aircraft guns, I think up to 10 secondary batteries, which means cruisers are really going to be providing the most fire support. Now these destroyers, they've only got 5-inch guns and they're high explosive rounds, so you're really not going to be able to get through the armor plating of another ship. It's more, destroying the superstructure of the ship and just harassing the enemy, and as I said, just performing the workhorse duties, whereas cruisers are going to be the real heavy hitters and probably the bulk of our fleet engaged in ship-to-ship operations, whereas these are a little more than gunboats, to be honest. And of course, finally, last but not least, you can launch a battleship. Those can have as many guns as you want, up to 15-inch of caliber. Now I know some ships in World War II, like the Yamato, had like 18-inch guns, but for now, World War I guns did not get bigger than 15 inches, so we're currently limiting it at that. But in a few turns or so, in 10 turns or so, we'll increase that limit further. Anyway, without any further ado, I think you guys have been waiting long enough. I think we should engage the enemy rock hopper. Should we do it? We're going to do it. Let's do this. Check it's on guard mode. It is on guard mode. Okay, here we go, everybody. First of all, we're going to start up our engines because we don't really want to be a sitting duck here. We want to be moving. And here we go. Team A. Okie dokie. So it will have detected us now, and he's not going to be a happy bunny. Okay, here we go. We're selecting our 5-inch guns. These have got a really slow turret rotation time. I have tested some other turrets with these. Now, Naval Artillery Systems did just have an update which added Russian guns, yes, comrade, which means you don't have to use the guns made by imperialist scam, which means we can actually have guns made in glorious motherland. Oh, hello, he's got some fire coming in. Okay, right, we're going to go hard to starboard, we're going to see if we can get round, and then we're going to fire some shots at him, and then we're going to see if we can maybe get some torpedoes in the water. Oh, okay, we got a hit. Now, as I said, these are 5-inch shells, and they're also high explosive, so you're not going to be able to get through the deck armor, not the deck armor, the hull armor of the ship, but you should be able to do some pretty serious damage to their superstructure. So as I said, let's do a hard starboard. We can go straight forward actually towards him, because as I said, having these 2 turrets at the front means we are exposed at the back, but we can charge straight ahead, provide a very narrow target to the enemy, and still have all of our firepower facing at them. I see some nice explosions. Looks like we're missing though, because we are in the middle of a turn and we are moving at about 30 knots right now, so having a little bit of trouble hitting him. Oh, there we go. That looked like a nice hit. Here we go. Okie dokie. Hopefully we have we knocked anything out? No, his guns are still here, but he doesn't appear to be firing at us. Oh, here we go. Now he's selected his guns. Maybe we're just a little out of range. I think he's got 5-kilometer range. I'm not sure. Okay, let's just let's continue. Let's see if we can get into torpedo range and nail this bugger. Okay, awesome. Now, yeah, so this is going to be pretty freaking epic. Naval combat is going to make up. I think it might actually be the most important theatre of Fall of Kerbin. With all of the naval artillery systems, weaponry and everything, it really is going to be a vital part of the series. Probably a lot more than ground combat, which sadly we are trying to wait for Kerbal Foundries to update, but it doesn't look like it's going to be updated anytime soon. So ground combat, it's going to be cool. Like, we've got never enough Dakka with all its guns and stuff, so it will be interesting. But naval combat is really going to be the highlight of the series. I think it's going to be freaking epic. Now, of course, we're not going to be moving these individually on their own power. So each turn you can move them up to 50 kilometers using a third of their fuel, and that fuel can then be resupplied by supply units, which will send out. I think all the rules are pretty much fully written up at the moment, so I'll put a link in the description. Hopefully, last time I said that they weren't written up yet, so some of you were all like, "Where are the rules, Beardy? Where are the rules? It's complete anarchy." Okay, so we're still being hit, but as I said, we're providing quite a narrow target for the enemy. So they are hitting us, but we're certainly making it a lot more difficult for them than they are for us. So we've got the broadside of their ship to shoot at. Okay, looks like they're opening up with their flat cannon now, because we're getting a little closer for comfort, and we might have taken out one of their turrets. So they're going to try and shoot at us with that, but that's just going to bounce straight off our armor. Oh, they're barely putting up a fight. You call this a fight, Rockhopper? Ha! I call it no such thing. Now, as I said, you can see pretty clearly here that these 5-inch shells, high explosive, they're not getting through the hull. Oh! I spoke too soon. Looks like we just got through it, but it took a lot of hits to get there. And as I said, so you're going to really struggle. These are just gunboats, and they're just used for harassing the enemy. They're really not going to do an astronomical amount of damage, which is where cruisers and battleships are really going to be important for anti-ship operations. And also, I guess, submarines to a certain extent, but torpedoes do also have a bit of difficulty getting through really heavy armour. Which means you are going to need quite a lot of torpedo bombers in order to take out a ship, which is something we will be doing after this engagement. Oh wow, we've really got some nice hits there. What have we taken out? Let's have a look. Oh, we've actually taken out some of its hull armor. That is awesome. Oh, whoa, geez, this thing is really being ripped to shreds. We'll get a little closer. We'll open up with our torpedoes just because we're bloodthirsty. I'm surprised we actually managed to get through that armor. I know Tape goes with smaller turrets. Well, at least I know for now he's using smaller turrets in this. I think maybe 3 or 4-inch guns, because they've got a much faster rate of fire, which might be a better idea. They do a lot less damage, but for the purpose that the destroyers have, just harassing the enemy, providing a bit of fire support and hunting submarines, and just, you know, performing the bulk of your operations, convoy, escort duty, etc. It might be a good idea, but I decided, you know, we're going to go with strong Russian guns. Yes, comrade. So I thought, you know, we're just going to go as large as we can with some dual turrets, although Tape might go with multiple single turrets, you know, get a lot of fire down, very rapid rate of fire, very rapid turn rate, so we can just run circles around my destroyers. It's we're going with very different naval doctrines, I'm sure. I'm going with brute force, he's going with slightly more elegant plan of attack. Anyway, I think we are more than close enough to launch some torpedoes at this bugger now. We haven't quite taken out anywhere near enough for his deck armor actually for him to sink. Whoa! Okay, we might have. That was a really good hit. Let's turn this guard mode off. Okay, let's get this Mark 15 torpedoes in the water. Hard to starboard. Hard starboard. Oh yeah. Okay, that ship is sinking. Okay, we are turning hard to starboard. Come on, get the torpedoes round. Come on, trying to get these torpedoes. Okay, let's arm them. There we go. There we go. Oh wow. Okay, I think it's fair to say that is very dead. Right, so that destroyer was relatively unscathed in the last engagement, which is surprising because in my testing I had the bridge blown off and everything, but apparently we were quite lucky in that run, so hopefully that luck will continue into our war with the imperialist scum. But anyway, we're going to go finish it off, hopefully with a pair of attackers armed with new Mark 12 torpedoes, courtesy of the most recent Naval Artillery Systems update. Okay, so we'll set him to follow us. We want a very close formation. Yeah, that's it. Follow us, please. And we're going to turn to the right so he can actually get onto us. Right, now, I've got a pretty... hopefully this plan will work. I've set all the torpedoes onto an action group, which is action group 0, so hopefully we can trigger all the torpedoes to launch at once, because guard mode isn't particularly good with torpedoes, so we're going to have to do this manually. Hopefully, if it pulls a close enough formation, if it actually follows us. Follow us! Follow us, you scum! You pig! Yes, comrade. So hopefully this will work. I'm not entirely sure, but we might just get one torpedo onto it. I am not entirely sure, but hopefully we can avoid its flat cannon. So once we get within 4 kilometers, I'm going to stop worrying about this one being on our tail. Actually, I'm not entirely sure whether it's going to be able to close enough, and we need to be worrying about this destroyer now. Anyway, so now, as well as this torpedo, we've actually got 7.7mm, that's 30 caliber machine guns, which I didn't realise Aviator Arsenal had. And we've also got a new 50 caliber tail gun instead of the 30mm we had before, which this is part of the new update to Aviator Arsenal, not Aviator Arsenal, Naval Artillery Systems as well. Although it is still very powerful, just like the BD Armoury 50 cals, like we found out last time. Whereas the Aviator Arsenal stuff is very carefully balanced. So the developer of Aviator Arsenal has actually contacted me, and he's going to show me how to turn these guns into turrets so we can use them as tail guns. So hopefully we won't have ridiculously overpowered tail guns. Anyway, this is opening up on us with its deck guns at the moment, trying to get a shot on us. It's remarkably accurate, but I think... Oh, hello. Okay, these evasive maneuvers are costing us a little bit too much speed. Should open up with the flat gun in a second, though. Yikes! Look at these. Look at these shots. We are a little too far out for the flat cannon right now, but it will open up in a second, I'm sure. Jeez, some of these are getting ridiculously close. In actual combat, I highly doubt you would open up on aircraft with 5-inch guns, but apparently this one's doing that. Oh dear. Okay, some of these are actually getting a little closer for comfort, so I think it should open up with a flat cannon. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, this is much easier to dodge than the 20mm cannon fire. Whoa! Okay, that was really close. We do need to get pretty close to, and we need to be flying really low in order to launch this torpedo. And we need to be flying low and quite slow, which doesn't give us a great amount of wiggle room when it comes to avoiding these shots. Jeez, okay. It should open up on the flat cannon just about now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okie dokie. We're having to do all sorts of evasive maneuvers, which is costing us speed, and also meaning we're going off target, which is making it very difficult to line up. Whoa, and this close to the water, it is... whoa! Okay, that was... Okay, these are very close. We can probably drop our torpedo now. Where is our wingman? Is he behind us? No. Oh! Okay, okay, launch torpedo. Launch it, launch it, launch it, launch it. Let's go, let's just go, let's go. Oh dear, I think we got it. Did we get the torpedo in the water? Did we get the torpedo in the water? We got hit by a freaking deck gun. Oh no, it blew the torpedo straight out of the water. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, that did not go well at all, did it? Where is our wingman? Okay, looks like he's actually engaging. Okay, let's try and retake control before... Okay, it's opened up with a flat cannon. That's actually really bad. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so we've got to try and dodge freaking flak. 20mm, 20mm. That's bad, that's bad. Okie dokie. 20mm is the maximum caliber that we allow destroyers to have, and oh dear. Yeah, yeah, that did not go well. Oh jeez, they don't make it easy to torpedo them, do they? Okay, let's just torpedo it without guard mode on. Okay, so this time guard mode is off on the destroyer because we got completely chewed up by deck guns, 5-inch shells cutting through a light biplane, and of course the 20mm cannon, which then completely shredded the second one. So this time, hopefully, we'll have a little more luck. I've kind of given up on the flying in formation thing, so I'm going to see how guard mode actually handles torpedoes. Not entirely sure whether it can actually use them at all, but that's, well, I guess we're here to find out. So that one is no longer going to be following us in type formation. We are going to release it once we get close. I believe it's on guard mode. Yes, guard mode is on. Okay, so once we get to within 5 kilometers or so, we'll release it, and then it should, hopefully, be able to attack with torpedoes. But I'm not entirely sure how well that will work. Anyway, let's do this. We're going to fire a frickin' torpedo at this thing, and this time it can't shoot back at us, just because I want to show you how the torpedoes work. I bet this time the torpedo is just going to miss or sail underneath the vessel, because they are quite high up in the water, and although I've set it to a cruise depth of 1, which is the minimum, sometimes they do actually go underneath. They don't quite get back up in time. Anyway, we want to be flying nice and low. We'll be flying... I don't think this can actually get You need to be under 80 meters per second to launch these, and we're at 60. This can't exceed about 60 meters per second, so I think we'll be fine. You need to be below 25 meters, which we are, and we're pretty much dead on course with this. Should we use mouse aim flight for this? It'd be pretty fun, wouldn't it? Let's use mouse aim flight. Okie dokie, here we go. Oh, this is freaking awesome. I love mouse aim flight. I've probably said that a million times before, but it's just so cool. The actual developer, as I said, the developer of Aviator Arsenal was the same person who makes mouse aim flight, and he was really happy that I liked it. But it is such an amazing mod. Oh, okay, let's just... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I done goofed. No! I pressed switch. God damn it. Okay, well, this is making a strafing run. Oh wait, no, it's not. Oh, this has got 360-degree arc. Okay, that makes sense. So it's firing with this. Oh, that's funny. Is it going to use the torpedo? I'm not entirely sure whether it is. Okay, let's turn off smart. Can we turn off smart guards anymore? No, you can't do it. Okay. I'm not entirely sure whether this is going to use the torpedo at all. Let's see. Let's see. Can you use the torpedo for me, please? Nope. No, it doesn't want to use torpedo. Is it going to... Are you going to use torpedo? No, guard mode does not like torpedo. Nah, it doesn't compute. Does not compute. Okie dokie. Right, let's torpedo this thing. I swear, I'm going to torpedo this thing whether it kills me, okay? This hasn't been going particularly well because I've just been trying to get guard mode and everything to work. But nope, we're going to torpedo this if it kills me, okay? Which it probably will. It'll definitely kill this biplane if it doesn't kill the destroyer. Okie dokie. We haven't got the best angle for shooting a torpedo at this, but whatever. I'm just sick to death. And let's get nice and close. Drop torpedo! And away! Okay. That should start up in a second. And there we go. Okay, it's heading towards the destroyer. Here we go. We should have some pretty cool impact. Okay, let's just leave this flying. Let's look at the torpedo. Look at the torpedo. Dun, dun, dun. Yay! We got a torpedo hit, and it did absolutely nothing. Woo! This destroyer doesn't want to die, does it? God freaking damn it. And there goes the other one. Okay, well, lesson to self. Do not attack ships with biplanes, because it seems that, especially at the moment with biplanes and stuff, you're really not going to be able to get anywhere near them, what with how accurate the guard mode actually is. Maybe some high altitude bombing would work, but torpedoes, no. But that pretty much concludes our Naval Forces video for today. I'm just showing you the destroyers because submarines, battleships, aircraft carriers, if they take a long time to develop and build, I'll probably use a live stream to do that. My cruiser is kind of finished, but I think we're going to save that for the actual series. So I'm just showing you roughly how it's going to work out, and I think it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. And I think I showed relatively well. These 5-inch guns don't do a huge amount of damage when it comes to actually attacking the enemy ships, but when it does come down to attacking, well, apparently aircraft, and when it does come to, you know, just pestering enemy ships and destroying their superstructure, they do a lot of damage. But when it comes to destroying the armor plating, you're going to want some high caliber guns with some armor piercing rounds. So hopefully we can get some citadel penetrations, and that's what happens when you get an armor piercing round, goes straight through the armor and into the ammo area, which causes a pretty big explosion. I have seen it happen once or twice. These ammo boxes are extremely flammable, and we've also got a boiler and everything, so trust me, if like a 10-inch armor piercing shell gets through here, through our layers of armor into the citadel, then you're gonna know about it. But you need something much larger than a destroyer to do that. But I think I've shown rather nicely how it's going to work out. I hope you guys are excited for the series. Space Race is almost over, and I'm going to do one more video on our ground forces, and then it shall be time to start. Go check out Tape's channel. He has got quite a few preview videos already up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye everyone.
Oh, don't just hear the old man say, goodbye, fare well, goodbye, fare well. Oh, don't just hear the old man say, hurrah, me boys, we're homeward bound. We're homeward bound to Liverpool town. Goodbye, fare well, goodbye, fare well. Where all of them duties, they will come down. Hurrah, me boys, we're homeward bound. fare ye well. Oh, Sally and Polly for the flashmen do wait. Hurrah, me boys, we're homeward bound. And one to the other will hear them say, goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well. Oh, here he comes Johnny with 40 months' pay. Hurrah, me boys, we're homeward bound. We'll meet these fly gals and we'll ring the old bell. Goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well.